Welcome to Careers in Healthcare IT. This is part 3, Avoiding Health IT Career Traps. And I just want to make you aware of part 1, which is an introduction to healthcare informatics and IT, and is geared towards the person not in the field and looking at the field. Part 2 is for people in the career path of health IT and want to advance their career. And today I'm going to talk to you about the 7 major health IT career traps that I find are holding people back. A little bit about me. I'm a board certified family physician with subspecialty in clinical informatics. I'm Dr. Phil Smith. I'm a physician, healthcare executive, a consultant, author of 2 books, and a mentor. Also do a lot of copywriting, especially of white papers. I've automated 64 hospitals, which is over 1% of the hospitals in the United States. I've been in healthcare IT for 26 years and in healthcare for 40 years. So I'm going to today discuss some of the indications that you actually may be afflicted by a career trap. So I call these the warning signs. So the first one is if you're not making the salary you feel you deserve, especially if you're only getting a 2 to 3% raise each year, which I call a COLA raise for cost of living adjustment. This is all based on the understanding of the Consumer Price Index, which is the government's measure of inflation, which for the last several years has been averaging about 1.5 to 3%. And that's an average of a lot of things in our economy. And we know that the cost of TVs and electronics continue to go down. You can buy a computer today cheaper than you ever could. But when you look at things that you like to do, like going out to eat, buying groceries, entertainment, movie tickets, hotels, travel, airline tickets, I think we could all agree that those are going up by more than 2 to 3% a year. So if you're living on COLA adjustments or minimal merit raises, I would not say your career is in high gear and you're probably in one of the career traps, even if you don't recognize it as such. I like to see people double their salary over 2 to 3 years. To me, would be a good advancement of your career. And I've seen some people go up as much as 4 times in 3 years. So if you have no clear career path, and a career path is a laid out plan to get you from point A to where you want to be. And I want to contrast this from what I call an attrition plan. An attrition plan is when you're waiting for a promotion above you to open up, either because someone else has been promoted or because they have left their position and moved on to something else. That's not what I mean by a career path. I mean an opportunity where your boss or your boss's boss is working with you clearly to say, we need someone in this role in the next year, and we want to plan to train you to be able to take that role. It's going to be a significant jump in salary and responsibility, and we're going to do everything possible to help you be successful in that new career. So you can evaluate whether or not you have a clear career path or an attrition plan. Third is being passed up for promotion. Sometimes positions open in your own department or in other departments. You may apply for them. You may not have applied for them. You just kind of expected them. But nonetheless, you're not seeing promotions offered to you, and you're being passed over on the positions that you are applying for. Fourth is that you feel yourself no longer challenged at work. You find it to be very mundane and somewhat boring, and you're doing the same thing over and over again. You probably are suffering from a career trap. So let's go into the 7 major career traps, which I've defined for health IT. Perhaps you may have others, but this is just my list. The first is focusing on your weaknesses at the expense of your strengths. And this is a very common problem brought around by our evaluation process. We do performance evaluations and we grade you on the things that you're doing well and we grade you on the things you're not doing well. And the result of these performance evals is really putting a magnifying glass on your weaknesses. And I like to tell people if your whole career is focused on overcoming your weaknesses, you probably are in a career trap because you really should be focusing on developing your strength. And I always like to use the baseball analogy. If I hire you because you throw a 95-mile-an-hour fastball um, and you come to play for my team, I'm not going to have you practice 80% of your time on your lousy curveball. I'm going to have you spend 80% of your time on your fastball and see if I can get another 2 to 3 miles per hour faster, more accurate, and I'll spend the other 20% on your changeup and some of your other pitches. But if you're a bad curveball thrower, I didn't hire you to throw curveball, so I'm not going to have you focus all your energy on trying to make up for the thing you're weakest at. And neither should we at work. The second is if you're not investing in your own intentional personal growth, that is a big mistake. And I don't mean going to trade shows. I mean actually taking time to make sure that you're a better you this year than you were a year before. And this is really your responsibility. And if your employer does invest in you in some career tracks and some mentoring, that's great. But I would say it doesn't stop at your employer, and you should be budgeting a certain amount of money each year in your own professional growth in order to move on and get better at what you do. The third is victimhood. And if you find yourself blaming others, blaming your boss, blaming your company because they have a hiring freeze on or because um, circumstances outside of your control are the reason you're at where you're at, perhaps you may be a victim of you may be in victimhood, I'm sorry, and you really can't get far living in victimhood. So I recommend you get over that and move beyond and take personal accountability and responsibility for yourself. The fourth is not leading from where you are, thinking that leadership is someone else's job. Everyone in the organization deserves your respect, and you are better than everyone else for at least one thing, and probably hundreds or if not tens of thousands of things that you have skills that are better than other people in your organization. And if you're not leveraging those skills and leading from where you are, you're missing a great opportunity to improve the quality of the organization you work for and the people around you. So realize that you can do things that no one else can do and share those things and help your company get better. Fifth, if you're dealing with processes that are just way too complicated and have a high failure rate, find opportunities to make them simpler, to eliminate waste, to eliminate steps that are not value added, and try to make your job more fulfilling, more efficient, and more effective, not only for you, but for everyone you impact downstream. And in Health IT, that includes our peers and our end users. Sharing your value is very similar to some things I set up above. Everyone has value beyond other people, and often people don't know where you have incredible value. If you have a special skill that you can share with others, we had a person at one company I worked with that was an Excel expert, and he would do lunch and learns around pivot tables and advanced Excel utilization. And it was so valuable, and I always respected him for teaching me some of the things in Excel that 10 years ago I didn't know about. and he made me better because of his investment at helping other people in his organization. And why not be that person? And then finally, being inefficient and not using your time wisely. We all have 24 hours in a day, and the difference between time and money is you can always make more money, but you can't make more time. And so we need to be good stewards of our time. And especially when we're at work, make sure that we're being productive and giving our employers full value for the time that they're reimbursing us through our hourly pay or through our salary. So hopefully you understand that I'm hoping that you create an action plan to overcome the traps that are holding you back. In your organization, there's probably someone who would love to help you get better at what you do, to identify some new opportunities, to hone your skills, and to help you be a next leader in your organization. It's surprising how many people never speak out to their boss or their boss's boss and ask them if there's future opportunities and get some help in this area. So if any of these career traps resonate with you and you want some help, please contact me at HealthITAccelerator.MedMorph.com. Got some information there on an exciting course I offer to people to help them break out of the traps and to move on with their careers. Also, I have some available videos on this YouTube channel as well as some content at HealthITAccelerator.com. See you soon.